So fall is officially started here in Las Vegas. I know that some other parts or other states are definitely well into their fall, but it takes us a little while to reach that. So we are below 100, still high 90s today, but it's definitely approaching this week. We are going to get some drastic lows, so I'm excited about that. I've already planted some stuff, and I'll show you exactly what's going on here, what's growing on actually. So as you can see, I did end up pulling all that kale out and reseeded some beet greens for the last of the beet green. I might even do a little bit more, but as far as the summer type crops, I planted one more bed here, but gosh, the beet greens over here are doing really well. They're right next to that sprinkler, so they're getting really ample amounts of irrigation, and so they're doing extremely well. I've got some lettuce I planted over here. It's coming up. The radish did not do well at all, so I just pulled it all and planted some lettuce there. This first bed, more beet greens, and that's doing good. Put even some more over here, but I started with my fall planting, put some spinach in here, and put some cilantro in the back over here. Nothing's coming up yet, but as you can see right here, this kale bed just looks nasty, and I got only one cut off of it, so that's about it. So it looks like I have to turn it and put something else in there, but that's the way it goes. I want to show you over here this other patch that I'm doing, that permaculture patch. Looks really good. So here we are over here, this little patch over here that I threw that seed down, and it is just extremely lush and looks very good and healthy. I see all the mustard greens coming up, so that looks nice. And to tell you the truth, I'm not sure exactly what else is in here. I know there's peas in here. I threw some cilantro over here. So we got all kinds of things, and it's going to be really lush, and I love it already so far. The tatsoi is doing really well here too. Popped up, no problem, and I tell you, it just germinated really quick, just like everything else, like the kale. So I'm glad I did that a little early. These peppers are starting to come in really nice. I did have to give them a little douse of neem oil, mixture of neem oil and water, and it really helped them a lot. So I had some aphids inside there, and so I've got some growth. I've got some peppers already growing in here. See some right in here. So the bells are doing really well. I'll show you another episode on this particular one. It doesn't do it justice right now, but I mean, they're starting to come up already here, and so that's really cool, and we'll get some good growth out of that one. And they're just going to pop up different colors like yellow, orange, and red, so it looks really awesome once it starts to grow. Been waiting over here as far as planting anything. This gets the most sun exposure over here, so I have to wait until it gets extremely cool before I plant anything like some fall crops. But more than likely I'm going to do some spinach in here, some more tatsoi, and we'll see where it goes from there. Now, because it's cooling down, we're fortunate enough to reduce the irrigation time, so I'm doing only 10-minute intervals whereas sometimes in the summer I was doing 20 minutes at a time, just to keep everything cool. So I dropped it down to 10 minutes, and I'm doing 2 times a day, but that already right there is reducing the water consumption here. So I'll probably end up doing, once it starts cooling down, 10-minute intervals 1 time a day. But that's probably going to be, we're looking at maybe a week to a month before I change that permanently. I'm just going to I'm going to try and adjust it as I go and see how everything looks. But once it cools down, I'm definitely going to save on water costs and water consumption. So I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Now, I've got another plot that I'm trying to get right now, and with that, I'm going to go ahead and do some video over there and show you how I'm going to start over there. It's a bunch of raised beds right now that I'm just going to break down and put on the ground and throw in some irrigation. So I look forward to doing another video on that, so stay tuned. Talk to you soon.